It is time for another day at the world's premier meeting dedicated to the science and treatment of cerebrovascular disease and brain health. This is International Stroke Conference 2023. Welcome back to ASA TV. I'm your host, Trey Johnson. ISC 23 is in Texas this year for the annual event. This time, we're taking over Dallas. One of the first sessions of the day focused on the social factors that contribute to the sex differences in stroke outcomes. Evidence shows that women are 35% more likely to die following a stroke compared to men. The 2023 Paola Durango Memorial Session on Stroke in Women takes a deep dive on some of the factors that contribute to the differences in the severity of stroke and where the evidence is lacking.
I hope that they come away with a better understanding of what the differences are in post-stroke outcomes between women and men, and really what are the next steps? How do we implement some of this knowledge so we can better care for women after they've had a stroke?
ISC 2023 brings people together from all over the world to discuss and learn the latest in stroke care. In this session, attendees learned about the stroke certification programs in non-U.S. countries and the role of the World Stroke Organization in medical education and center certification. The exhibit hall is now open for business. The latest and greatest technologies are on display at this year's event, and members from all over the world are excited to be back to see it all in person in Dallas.
I think this is a great platform for people like us working in the stroke industry and then treating patients and developing new treatment options.
What I really like to do is I like to look at things and say, okay, this would be for my therapist. This would be for my social workers, because it's a little bit of everything here. So to bring that information back to my hospital is awesome.
Take a break in the exhibit hall and sit down for a brain date. It's an opportunity to make brand new connections either in person or virtually. Brain dates allows attendees to have detailed one-on-one or group conversations to discuss different topics or work together to solve problems in the field.
This is a nice, unique way of bringing people together to talk about problems or even fun things that are going on that they may have not otherwise met at the conference. It is the first time I've done it, and I definitely will do it again if the opportunity comes up.
Attendees then piled into Hall E for this year's opening main event. AHA CEO Nancy Brown and AHA President Michelle Albert welcomed everyone in a very exciting week here in Dallas.
So this marks our 25th anniversary of our elevated focus on reducing disability and death from stroke. And I can assure you we are committed to making the next 25 years even more impactful.
As you go forward with this, please remember this simple fact. We need not let people die from the effects of economic adversity.
After that, it's time for the Thomas Willis Award Lecture. Dr. Zenaida Wexler is this year's winner for her contributions to the investigation and management of stroke. Congenital heart disease's impact on strokes occurs across the lifespan, beginning in infancy, through childhood, and into adulthood. This session focuses on the impact of congenital heart disease and whether PFO closure should be considered in children with cryptogenic stroke.
Each individual child has individual risk factors as well, so it's very hard to protocolize and know how to prevent thromboembolic complications in kids. We're trying to start somewhere to create a more protocolized approach to preventing stroke in these kids.
With the massive expansion of stroke genetic studies and the exploration of unique populations, we've increased our understanding of stroke risk. This symposium provided an update for attendees on understanding the genetic architecture of populations like younger patients and diverse patients. COVID-19 is a risk factor for stroke and is known to result in worse outcomes for patients with ischemic stroke and cerebral venous thrombosis. This session summarized the changes in the data surrounding the relationship between COVID-19 and cerebrovascular disease. It gave recommendations how stroke research could be conducted in future healthcare crises.
It's important to recognize that we shouldn't just accommodate or habituate to a concept like this ongoing pandemic. It's important to learn from these experiences and to grow so that we can adapt and evolve our paradigms and our treatment opportunities for patients.
A symposium on endovascular ischemic stroke, where speakers led attendees through a case study on the best management practices.
I'm hoping folks that are not in the angio suite with us come away with some understanding of exactly what we do in the angio suite and how we help patients with large vessel occlusions by achieving recanalization or reperfusion of the brain with oxygenated blood after a large vessel occlusion stroke.
Hall F features this year's poster hall, where presenters from all over the world have put together their latest research and findings to share with the stroke community.
It's like a platform for us, for the early career people, for networking, for presenting and sharing our work, for having feedback, and actually the advice of the expert here is like very priceless.
How else are you going to collaborate? How else are people going to see your work, give you feedback, and then share ideas, and then expand your work with others saying, oh, I'm interested, can we collaborate together? So it's critical.
Planning in advance the topics you want to see or the presenters you want to meet, I think is very useful for junior folks.
It was a jam-packed and exciting day at ISC 2023. We are here in Dallas, and there is so much more to come. So please join us the rest of the week as we give you the latest updates and highlights right here on ASA TV. I'm Trey Johnson.